Welcome everyone to my channel dedicated to beautiful stories, then to dark stories. I am Arnaud Delapierre, and today we are going to talk about money laundering in 2025. It is not just a simple evolution of a traditional practice. It is a full tech transformation where crypto, AI, and new regulations intertwine. So, why focus on this opaque activity? Because understanding how it is implemented helps to better grasp the lines of defense employed by authorities, but also to know how criminals organize. In this video, we will go behind the scenes of modern financial recycling without taboo or simplification. To begin, a little historical reminder is in order. The recycling of dubious funds has existed for a long time, but its form has constantly changed. There was a time when cash was moved through bars, casinos, or businesses, shell companies. Over the decades, criminals have sought increasingly complex techniques to cover their tracks. Nowadays, with the rise of digital, transfers operate in a few clicks, jumping from one digital bank account to another. Faced with this change, huge surveillance efforts modernize without being able to stop everything. The game of cat and mouse continues. In 2025, serious criminals no longer limit themselves to the traditional banking circuits. Cryptocurrency platforms, especially decentralized ones, have opened new options for hiding the origin of assets. Stratagems like layering have become highly sophisticated. Transfers between anonymous wallets are multiplied. Mixing services are added, mixers are used, and artificial intelligence is employed to automate digital journeys. Meanwhile, governments have naturally intensified their regulatory efforts, imposing strict identity verification obligations on each platform dealing with crypto or digital money. However, the race of cunning only intensifies, and discretion remains obviously sought after. The creation of legal capital can also involve strategies of clever investments in financial markets. And that's where a tool like Notrade can make a difference. If you don't know Notrade yet, it's a free application on iOS and Android that sends clear and actionable trading signals on the stock market or your cryptocurrency. Its interface is smooth and updates in real time to help you see trends before others. Thanks to these alerts, you can spot opportunities or avoid unpleasant surprises with a score ranging from 0 to 100. Don't hesitate to install it to try and see how it works. Personally, I use it daily. Let's get back to the subject. Far from being a marginal phenomenon, money laundering affects various sectors and impacts the global economy. Today, it's not just drug trafficking or tax fraud that fuel these circuits. We also see clandestine financing linked to cybercrime, arms trafficking, or human beings, unfortunately. The preferred channels are no longer limited to tax havens, although these remain open to such practices. Fraudulent groups now use crowdfunding platforms, fake online stores, and phony service companies. The challenge lies in fluidity and concealment, mixing old methods with digital techniques. The rise of artificial intelligence allows the launderer to automate part of the operations. For example, an algorithm can generate fake administrative documents or identify in real time the areas less monitored by authorities. In the software market, it is also altered. There are tools capable of creating fake transaction histories, even more troubling. Some scripts can detect the moments when controls are loosened to emotionally initiate speculative transfers. Nevertheless, the authorities are not idly standing by. Advanced technological solutions now track irregularities in financial flows with increasing precision. The steps of laundering will be the segment I will address right now. To better grasp the complexity of laundering, one needs to understand these three main steps. First, the placement involves introducing the dirty money into an official circuit. Then, the phase called layering, which aims to drown the capital in multiple and sometimes international transactions. Finally, the integration where the money seems to come from a legitimate activity. In 2025, these stages rely on very sophisticated shell structures combined to untraceable prepaid cards, very lucrative pseudo-advertising campaigns, and the intensive use of stable cryptocurrencies to avoid volatility. It is an ever more sophisticated process exploiting the loopholes of the financial system. Faced with this situation, governments and financial institutions are organizing to strengthen controls. They are focusing on international data exchange, proactive monitoring of suspicious flows, and increasingly strict implementation of policies known as KYC, Know Your Customer. New alliances are emerging. Banks, financial technology companies, and police services are joining their efforts, sharing databases, and developing detection algorithms, also using AI on their side. The idea is to detect atypical patterns in transactions, quickly identify the real beneficiaries, and seize assets even if they move beyond borders. The new tricks of criminals, of course, we are going to discuss the fact that launderers adapt. Some turn to decentralized finance where anonymity is greater and the rules are more flexible, while others invest in tangible assets like gold or precious stones, keeping safe there. Others still use shell companies based in countries with favorable legislations. They multiply fictitious transactions, use stolen identities, or outright hack into accounts of ordinary individuals to cover their tracks. At the same time, they maintain a network of accomplices, dishonest accountants to unscrupulous lawyers to ensure the credibility of their operations. The landscape changes, but the purpose remains the same. The emergence of mixers and NFTs in the sphere of laundering is a point we will also discuss. It is a growing aspect, involving the use of crypto mixers. These platforms virtually clean the transaction history, making it difficult to identify the origin of the funds. Meanwhile, some criminals turn to NFTs. They create a fictitious digital artwork, sell it at an exorbitant price, then reuse that money, now disguised as art income. Others combine this mechanism with decentralized finance to gain opacity. This diversification forces regulators to constantly monitor new trends, as what seems to be a simple hype phenomenon can become an opportunity to recycle capital from illegal activities. Some countries have implemented deterrent regulatory regimes, imposing colossal fines on banks that turn a blind eye to these dubious operations. Others have even adopted cutting-edge digital surveillance tools, scrutinizing transactions in real time and using artificial intelligence to flag any anomalies. On their side, criminal entities try to integrate tighter structures with a secret hierarchy and encrypted communication protocols. However, traceability always leaves some clues. A simple real estate purchase at an inconsistent price can trigger an investigation, leading to a complete network of sophisticated money laundering. Legitimate business owners are sometimes approached by dubious actors seeking to invest or buy or acquire shares. A business in financial difficulty might be tempted to accept these funds without asking too many questions, leading to a rather silent infiltration. The use of crowdfunding is also observed, where an artificially inflated project serves as a front to inject dirty money. The viewers watching us must be aware that these schemes do not only concern international traffickers. Any sector can become the target of dishonest investments as long as it allows the real source of the funds to be concealed. Now, let's look at the upcoming innovations that might emerge. Some are already talking about using biotechnology to store financial data in synthetic DNA or using unbreakable quantum communication applications to coordinate operations. In parallel, advanced smart contract systems will facilitate the almost automatic chaining of transactions across multiple blockchains. Criminals will either not have or will know how to take advantage of these new innovations to increase the opacity of their financial flows. However, research is also advancing towards predictive detection through behavioral analysis and strengthened international alliances. It will be a true technological arm wrestling with major stakes. If you appreciate the sharing of information and want to continue expanding your financial knowledge, subscribe to my channel and activate the bell to not miss anything. Feel free to like this video to support my work and help grow the community of this channel. Your feedback in the comments is also very appreciated. We will soon address other aspects of money laundering and illegal financing, always with this spirit of transparency and deep analysis. Your enthusiasm motivates me to provide quality content, so feel free to interact and share the video with others.